Jane Esselstyn and my mom, Ann Esselstyn here. We have our book, The Prevent and Reverse Heart Disease Cookbook, which we are working our way through with you. And we're going to talk about kale today. And kale is one of the most important things that you can eat on a whole food plant-based diet.
Well, not just kale, all the leafy greens,
all the
Jane.
leafy greens. But we're going to talk about kale today specifically. And most people don't know how to eat kale.
Now, and Jane, the key thing, this is the thing that is so important. You know, stripping is kind of out today. But what we want is everybody in this whole world to become outstanding strippers. So we have to show you, because the problem with kale is the big fat stem. It's not bad for you. It's just that it gets in the way of having it become delicious.
It's like the spine of the kale.
So if you hold your kale in your right hand and you take your left, or if you're like Jane left-handed, we're the reverse, and then we go 1, 2, 3, strip. Ah! And we're left with these lovely stems, which are fine. Jane.
Or you can compost.
Yes, or you could. And then we take the kale and tear it up.
Or not. I cook mine in a pot of water and I boil it for 5 or 6 minutes until it's soft. That's how I prefer to cook
But
kale.
me, I don't have a pot like that. I use a wok. I kind of like this wok. And I just do this and put my kale in here. And then it's delicious. And it cooks until
we're
I
gonna
feel
have,
like it's
we're going to have a
ready.
kale cook-off right now. We're going to strip and boil. Like, we don't steam our kale.
I mean, it is so much fun to strip this kale. Being a stripper is so outstanding. And what's fun is you can get children, you can get reluctant, partners. You can get anybody out there to become a good stripper.
She has taught all of her grandchildren to be great strippers.
I get children on the stage who have never heard of it, and they get up and they become good strippers. It's really fun. And you can take these, and they make nice flower arrangements.
Compost.
Or else you can put them, cut them up and put them in soup. Anyway, they're good.
Strip away, strip away. Okay, you want to put a little more in there?
No.
Okay, she's good. We're going to now have a little kale cook-off over on the stove. We just put our competing pots of kale on the stove, and they're going to cook for about 5 minutes, usually until it's just a deep green and it just looks so delicious.
Well, and
when it's
taste
done.
it. Just keep tasting it, because you may not like it a little crispy, or you may like it more like sort of spinach with heft.
I wouldn't ever say kale's crispy. I'd say kale's kind of like a tarp.
Well,
kind of hard to chew sometimes.
But I just want to show you one other thing, and that is that collards, these are a little dead looking, but that's all right, because collards, I mean, I eat them however they are. Collards also have got a big fat stem, and they strip well. So you need to become a stripper, not just with kale, but with collards also. And 1, 2, 3, strip. You did better than I did. But I would mix this in with the kale, and I like the way the collards have got a kind of a nice textury feeling. So I mix the two together, eat them.
Okay, we've cooked our kale for about almost 6 minutes, probably, all said and done, and drained it and strained it, and it is so beautiful and tender. Mine's perfect. How's yours?
It's perfect. It is important to taste, because sometimes some kale needs to cook longer, sometimes less. And I'll bet you that we could go right out in our gardens now and pick some kale.
Mid-December.
Shake the snow off, and it would be absolutely fabulously delicious. Kale is so tough.
After we cook it. Actually, you can eat it raw too. Just cut it really fine, like julienne almost.
Well, kale salads are delicious also.
Or you can massage kale. Massage the lemon and the hummus into it. That's a great way to have it raw. Well, there's lots of ways to eat kale, and we'll have more recipes to come, but basically cooking kale is important. My father, with his patients on his Prevent and Reverse Heart Disease program, are told to eat 6 servings of greens a day. And this would be, I think mine's probably about 2 servings of kale. Do you have about 2 in there?
Oh, God, I've got more.
Okay. Eat your kale. Thank you so much for joining us. Go cook your kale. Don't forget, as my mom has trained you to be, a fantastic stripper.
Yeah.
Talk to
Stripping
you.
is the thing. That's the future. Big, good stripping.
Bye.